December 10, 2013 in women's college soccer, UCLA, Grand Valley State, and William Smith are national champions. In men's college soccer, Southern New Hampshire and Messiah are winners, and New Mexico, Notre Dame, Virginia, and Maryland will play in the College Cup. The UCLA Bruins are your Women's College Cup champions, and the NSCAA brings you Bruins head coach Amanda Cromwell and UCLA's golden goal sensation Cody Larufsky next on NSCAA TV.
We definitely are. The celebration was awesome. I mean, the girls, obviously when you win the golden goal, it's immediate chase. And Cody looked like she just wanted to run away from everybody and make them chase her. And it was awesome watching that on replay. And I really didn't get a good sense of how good the goal was until I saw it on the big screen. Once I came to my senses, I think I just stood there and twirled in circles, just taking in everything. And I looked up into the crowd. I had some family and really good friends in the crowd, so I was like looking for them. And I definitely welled up with some emotion. And then I looked for all the girls, and we just saw everyone was hugging and crying and laughing and screaming, and they lit out the confetti explosion, and I was like, "This is real life. This is happening right now, and it's awesome."
Finally, Cody, we asked Amanda the question when she showed up. Obviously, with you getting a new coach in Amanda Cromwell, did the players also know right away, "Hey, we've got a great coaching staff coming in here. We can do this"?
Yeah, I mean, right from the beginning, everything was great, and she brought the whole team together like as soon as we got there. And I mean, we couldn't have gotten any better of a coach, so we all talk about it all the time, constantly, how much we love her and we appreciate her for coming. And I mean, it's awesome. So
there it is, the Final Four, the College Cup, and your winners for the first time ever, the UCLA Bruins knocking off Florida State by a score of 1-0. Of course, Florida State beat Virginia Tech, and UCLA beat the talented Virginia team. And we welcome you in here now to the Continental Tire Studios. Hello, everybody. I'm Dean Linke, along with former Wake Forest goalkeeper Sari Rose. And Sari, as you take a look at that College Cup, Amanda Cromwell comes in first season, wins it all.
Unbelievable by the Bruins this year. You know, she inherited most of those players, but the story is the fact that she got Courtnall to come back, and she ends up getting the tying goal in the semifinals. A track athlete, junior, comes in, gets the tying goal, puts them into the finals. Unbelievable recruiting within her own program to keep that player involved.
Let's take a look at the brackets one more time, just so we can tip our hat to Chugger Adair and Steve Swanson, talk about those two programs, then get to Mark Krikorian.
Of course, you know, I loved Virginia all season long, was heartbroken when they lost, but you've got Mo Bryan returning, Mackenzie Doniak returning, Brittany Radcliffe, a huge program, or a huge success this year and future success next year. Love Virginia Tech. You know, the thing with Virginia Tech is they're losing a senior goalkeeper and another senior who's been a stalwart for them, with Dale Colpotts in goal, and then of course Jasmine Reeves up top. But Florida State, in that final game, there were 27 players played, and only 4 were seniors, 2 from each team. So Florida State is going to have an unbelievable year next year, especially with Jamia Fields, who was the NCAA Offensive Player of the Year, returning next year.
All right, we do have our final NSCAA Continental Tire Top 25, and we'll roll to it. Of course, UCLA at #1, followed by Florida State.
Once again, we talked about UCLA, Florida State, Virginia, unbelievable run. They've got a number of quality players returning and should be brilliant next year. I also like the looks of Texas A&M for the future. And of course, at number 10, Florida. They bowed out in the second round of the NCAAs, just cursed the last few years, but they've got an unbelievable future ahead of them with freshman Savannah Jordan in the attack and then sophomore Kristen Westphal in the defense, both NSCAA All-Americans this year.
Congratulations also to North Carolina, Michigan, Santa Clara, and Stanford. Let's roll to 11 through 20 here in the final rankings.
Portland and West Virginia really turned around their seasons and had unbelievable runs in the tournament, but you've got to talk about Nebraska that had the best season in the last 10 years. They're graduating 6 seniors, including goalkeeper Emma Stevens, who was unbelievable for them. But they do return the phenom J.C. Johnson, who's the only freshman to ever score 4 goals in an NCAA tournament. And then, of course, I want to talk about Tom Stone and the Texas Tech Lady Raiders, who also had a breakout year. Despite losing to Texas A&M on PKs, they set a school record for wins, and they had 17 shutouts this year, putting them in the top of the defense for the NCAAs.
Robbie Church's Duke Blue Devils at 18, Boston College at 19, Georgetown at 20, and your final 5.
You know, love Wake Forest, of course, Central Florida, BYU, all great seasons. Denver kind of coming from the Summit League unknown, but Janet Rayfield and the Fighting Illinois lost in the Sweet 16 to BC, but they are going to return Janelle Flaws, who had 23 goals this season, and just an unbelievable year, and I think they've got a bright future next year as well.
All right, that wraps up Division I. The UCLA Bruins are your national champions. Of course, they're celebrating in Westwood. We started hearing from Amanda Cromwell. What a great job she did this season.
Yeah, unbelievable job by Amanda Cromwell. She also has a great staff. I've got to talk about her assistant, Josh Walters, and then Aline Reese, who's one of our 30 under 30 members. So good job with her, with her goalkeeper. Katie Rowland was big time for the Bruins this year.
All right, we'll come back and take a look at D2, D3, even junior college in the women's game. We are coming to you live from the Continental Tire Studios in Chapel Hill.
Tra la la, tra la, tra la. Pleasure.
Hey, Miss C. Sorry I'm late.
That's okay. I just don't want you boys to be late for your big game. Okay, have fun. I'll be right here after the game.
Continental Tire, the official tire of Major League Soccer.
Continental Tire is the presenting sponsor of the NSCAA Highlights and Rankings show on NSCAA TV. Continental Tire, innovative technology, driving confidence. Find out more at continentaltire.com. And of course, we're all driving towards Philadelphia. The NSCAA convention will be there January 15 through 19. You can still register by going to nscaa.com/convention. And just want to let all the college coaches know that this year in Philly, the most happening place to be will be at the NSR Australia NSCAA party. There's an open bar, yes, open bar, so Sari Rose will be there. Entertainment, celebrities, football freestylers, live band, DJ, giveaways, and more. Get yourself there Friday the 17th of January at the Ben Ballroom. That's B-E-N. Don't forget to register. Find the link at nscaa.com for the NSR Australia party. It'll be the best night ever. And also want to remind you that NSR Australia is an Australian company who helps Australian soccer players obtain opportunities in the USA. They work with all levels of colleges from junior college to D1, and their biggest point of difference is that all athletes are pre-qualified both academically and athletically, so that when college coaches speak to their player, they're certain that the player already suits the program. The NSR Australia party should be rolling as we bring back in Sari Rose here from the Continental Tire Studios. Already covered D1 and D2. Grand Valley State, your winner.
Yeah, Grand Valley State faced West Florida in the finals. West Florida is the returning champion. West Florida has two seniors that just were leading them all year long, so it was interesting that Grand Valley State was able to shut them out since those seniors had 20 goals between them. But once again, Grand Valley State beats West Florida. West Florida had to beat Western Washington 2-1 to get in, and then on the other side, American International, who really had a breakout year this year, had to bow out 4-1 to Grand Valley, but four great teams in that Final Four.
In your final bracket, those four teams, of course, will be 1 through 4, but let's take a look at the top 10. Division II.
Once again, we talked about Grand Valley State. They won 2-0 over Florida. It was their 21st shutout, and it was the 24th victory, which set an NCAA record. American International, they lost 4-1, but they've got a bright spot in freshman Sonia Basma, who's 10th in the nation for points with 19 goals and 11 assists. And then at 6, I've got to talk about the historic run by Slippery Rock under longtime head coach Noreen Herlihy. They played in a 30-mile-per-hour winds in the quarterfinals, and they had just a fantastic senior class that's the winningest class in school history, so a great run by Slippery Rock. And then, of course, Minnesota Duluth sort of came out of nowhere to get 2 early wins, but then ended up losing to eventual champions Grand Valley State.
So congratulations to Dave Delaney, the head coach of Grand Valley State. Let's take a look here now at the Final Four of Division III, and William Smith getting it done. They're your champions.
Once again, William Smith, unbelievable season. Alice Ann Wilbur, it's her 34th season there. It's her 2nd national title, and it's on the 25th anniversary of her first title. So just a fantastic season by them. Gotta mention Trinity, who they lost to. They were the only unbeaten team coming into that game. Ended up losing. It was 2-0, but a great run by them. Can't believe that they got shut out, though, because they had 124 goals on this season. And then we've got to talk about Capital. You know, they're going to finish out. It's their first trip to the semifinals, but just a fantastic run by that squad this year to make it to the Final Four.
Capital led by Chris Coons. You already mentioned Alice Ann Wilbur, the champion in 1988. She wins it again in 2013, and we spoke to her on the phone. You were the first and only coach for William Smith. You started in 1980. You told me before we came on the air here that you really didn't think you were going to be a coach. Talk about that transition, and I'll tell you what, not only are you a coach, you've been a coach for quite some time.
Well, yeah. I never wanted to coach because I had no background. I never was coached myself. I think, I look at my childhood. I wanted to be somebody. I wanted to be an athlete, but so I ran a lot of races against myself and did a lot of things pretending that I could be a competitive athlete, but there just weren't those opportunities. So I just wanted to teach, and I think how it came down was I was a good teacher and got my first job where at K-12 school they said, start the interscholastic program here. So I was coaching and learning on the fly. And I think that's the thing about soccer is it's a continual progression of learning and evolution of what trends are in the game and where the game is headed. So it keeps us all on our toes, keeps us all young, and I think that's one of the things I love most about it.
Talk about this championship run. When did you know that you had a team that could give you your 2nd national championship, and talk about when that sort of everything connected, all the dots connected?
Well, to be honest, I think headed into this season, we knew we were going to be a relatively young team. We have a big but good first-year class. 5 or 6 of those young players would start on any given game, all the games, at least 4, sometimes 5, sometimes 6. So just in terms of maturity, I don't think we were forecasting ourselves to be necessarily Final Four, and certainly not a national champion. But the leadership that came from our leadership group has been just probably the most compelling factor in our success all season.
Today's interview with legendary William Smith women's soccer coach Alice Ann Wilbur and all the other interviews and features on this program are presented by Shattuck St. Mary's, a college prep boarding school with a full-time residential soccer center of excellence for boys and girls and a member of the U.S. Soccer Development Academy. We thank Jesse Fortney and Tim Carter from their beautiful Minnesota-based campus. To learn more, visit s-sm.org. And Alice Ann Wilbur, thanks for spending time with us. Congratulations. As we look at the final D3 top 10, of course, you'll see Alice Ann Wilbur's team at number 1.
We talked about William Smith, the fact that they had the 25th anniversary of the title. They get their 2nd title. But then we look at Trinity, Middlebury, Wash U. Wash U came in as the #1 seed going into the Final Four, into the Elite Eight. Were upset by that Capital University that we see at #8. Chris Coons, he was a Division I assistant for so many years, head coach, Division I, switches over, and he's just had tremendous success the last 2 seasons. And then, of course, at 9, Montclair State really breaking out this year to come in. They beat TCNJ early on. Just an unbelievable season by them. And then at 10, Messiah, who surprisingly enough isn't in the top 5, but really recovered from a tough season early on to make the top 10 again.
All right, we covered junior college a couple weeks ago when they had their national championships, but these are the final rankings. Iowa Western with the double, they're your #1 team.
Iowa Western, Butler Community College also 21-3-2, had a fantastic season. I also want to mention Monroe College, who was in the top 5 early on, finished out strong, 14-2-0, just a fantastic season by them as well. And then Owens Community College, that we really haven't seen, wasn't in the top 10 all year long, but finished strong and were able to make that final cut.
That's Division I junior college. Division III junior college, of course, Brookdale from your hometown, they're the winners.
I have to say it every show because I'm not sure if I'll ever be able to say it again, but just love the fact, hometown heroes winning the national championship, 17-1-1, the Lady Blue Devils of New Jersey. Just a great run.
Unbelievable.
I'm going to say it as many times as I can, but a fantastic job by the coach. You know, you try and find information on them. There's not a lot out there, but they just do a terrific job with what they have. And then you've got Gloucester County College, another great season by them, and Ocean County College as well. I talk about the New Jersey schools while I can, but really just finished strong. And proud of being from New Jersey.
And do not recognize that accent at all. Let's go to the NAIA, though, as we have a new champion as well.
Yes, looking at the NAIA, you had 4th seed Concordia snap a 3-match losing streak in the national final with a 1-0 win over #2 Westmont to claim its first ever national crown last Saturday at the 2013 NAIA Women's Soccer National Championship, which was in Orange Beach, Alabama. With the win, the Cavaliers became the 12th program to claim a national crown in the 30-year history of the event. Concordia forward Hannah Scott, who was named the Select Sport American NAIA Championship Outstanding Offensive Player, netted what proved to be the game winner in the 65th minute. Prior to the win, Concordia was 0-3-0 in the championship final and had been one of the most dominant teams in the final match. They had outscored they'd been outscored by 8 goals in those games. Westmont had arguably been the most dominant team in the finals match, boasting a 5-0 mark prior to last Saturday, with banners in 1985, 1999, 2001, 2, and 3.
Other notable award winners for the championship were Jasmine Ayala of Concordia, who was named the Select Sport America NAIA Championship MVP, and Sophie Fuller of Westmont, who was named the Select Sport America NAIA Championship Outstanding Defensive Player. This year's championship was the first time since seeding began in 2000 that the top 4 seeds reached the semifinals. Hannah Scott was pretty excited after the game, as was Concordia head coach Grant Landy.
But talk about what it means to win the national championship.
It means everything. I knew from the beginning of the season that this team believed that there was something special about us. And I knew every single day going into this tournament that it wasn't going to be our last game. Today was going to be our last game. And today we're going to win. We're going to be national champions. We're going to throw us.
Can you see the determination just a little bit from her? Hannah, talk about the goal yesterday that you were able to get to propel your team, and then the game-winning goal here again today.
Yesterday I was just in the right place at the right time. I just completed my run, and it happened to ricochet off me into the net, so it was awesome. I'm lost for words.
Talk a little bit about Coach Landy and playing for him and what it means for him to win this for the first time.
He deserves this out of any coach. This is his 13th consecutive national tournament in a row, so this means a lot to us and to him that we could do this for him and win one, so it's awesome.
There's a lot of folks I know that are watching back there in Portland, so give them a shout out and say hi to them.
Thank you guys. We love your support. Thank you so much. We couldn't do this without you.
Here with head coach Grant Landy, and coach, finally able to get it done.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable feeling, really. Just a lot of emotion. You know, we've been right where Westmont is. You know, I've been there 3 times with teams, and they played really well tonight. I just think it was our year this year for a number of reasons. I felt like just early on the season we had a special group, and they proved it this week in Orange Beach.
We did the interview with Hannah a few months ago, Hannah Scott, I'm talking about for the folks who may not know, and to see even still minutes after the game that kind of determination that she had.
Yeah, I mean, it was a total team effort. I know they wanted this a lot for me, but really it was all the hard work they put in during the season. They just had a real special bond, a good team mentality, and I think that showed this week.
Talk a little bit about the match. You knew this team a little bit over the years, and certainly earlier this season you drew level 0-0, and you know, just kind of talk about the preparation that went into today.
Well, they're very similar to us. I mean, Chrissy does a great job. You know, they try to play, they try to string passes together, good goalkeeping. They do it the right way, and they have a good team mentality. So I knew it was kind of, you know, us going up against them, 2 very similar teams. I knew it was going to be a tight game.
Coach, congratulations on getting your first national championship. Any message to the folks from Portland?
I just want to say, you know, this is an important win, obviously, for our school and our program and our university, but also for all those teams before who got close. So we did that for our team and for them. So thank you.
Coach, congrats.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Coach. And as we wrap up women's college soccer with Sarah Rose, dare I say it's been an unbelievable year, Sarah. It's been a lot of fun.
It's been absolutely phenomenal. Really enjoyed it. So excited to see next year, though. You look at the success of the teams this year and who they have coming back, and we'll see how they do in the offseason, but I'm excited for next August already.
All right, Sarah Rose, the former Wake Forest goalkeeper. It has been wonderful. We come back, Charlie Slago in the house to break down the Final Four D1 and all the winners of men's college soccer right here from the Continental Tire Studios in Chapel Hill.
We're adding a second distribution center. So instead of moving it, we're putting every floor in every store on sale at Lumber Liquidator's first ever warehouse clearance sale. Get 20% off all laminate flooring. Pre-finished solid hardwood up to 55% less than big box stores. All bamboo is on sale from $139 a square foot with new deals added daily. Plus, get 16 months special financing. Warehouse clearance sale is going on now. Get to your local Lumber Liquidators today.
Take aim, America. Focus on your target and not the goalkeeper, and you will score more goals and win more matches. Practicing with the Ultimate Goal Sports Targets is the best way to train you to score more goals. Simply attach the Velcro straps to the net, and you are ready for the best shooting practice around. As a special offer, we'll send you a package of 2 Red Bullseye Ultimate Goal Sports Targets for only $19.99. Sports Targets are also great for helping you hit the mark in baseball, tennis, hockey, lacrosse, and more. And for a limited time, we'll double your offer and send you 2 blue sports targets free. Just pay separate processing and handling. Take aim, America, and improve your game with the Ultimate Goal Sports Targets. Here's how to order.
Welcome back to the Continental Tire Studios in Chapel Hill. Hello, everybody. I'm Dean Linke, along with former Davidson coach Charlie Slago. Delighted to be with you. And before we take a look at the Final Four, I got to give the man credit. We started this show back in August, and he picked Maryland to win it all. And Sasso Soroski's team is still in it.
I went on a huge limb, of course, picking the #1 team in the country. Team. They're a young team, but they are there. They avenged a loss against California to get to there. 115 miles to Philadelphia from College Park.
All right, let's take a look at the Final Four. We know that Maryland is in it, and ironically, they'll face another ACC squad. How about the job George Gelnovich has done at Virginia?
He's done a great job. They beat Connecticut 2-1 last weekend, and Ryan Zinkham and Jordan Allen had the goals, and what a job they've done. And Ray Reid did a great job at UConn. The parity, you just look at these, Virginia is 13-5-5. UConn 12-3-8 final records. The parity in men's soccer is something.
In the other matchup, it's Notre Dame and New Mexico. Jeremy Fishbine's team is led by a wonderful player in the back, Kyle Venter, and we talked to the defender who is on the 2013 MAC Hermann Trophy list.
That sounds pretty good to me. You know, we set out at the beginning of the year, and that was the goal, and we're there, so it's pretty exciting.
Talk about that preseason. You said it was the goal, but you've been around for some time here now, a senior. Did you know this team could make it this far, Kyle?
Yeah, I mean, I think you go into the season with the outright most optimism, and just everyone's excited, and there was definitely times during the year where you don't know if it's really going to happen or not. But credit to our team, we stayed the course, and we were able to be peaking at the right time.
The New Mexico Lobos, led by Jeremy Fishbine, probably doesn't get enough credit for the kind of coach he is. What kind of coach is he, Kyle?
He's an absolutely wonderful coach. I wouldn't want to play for anybody else. And, along with him and then the rest of our coaches with Coach Paul Sodders, Coach Brandon Moss, and then Coach Saba Biller, just all of them together making an unreal atmosphere here. And they give us really everything we need to be able to succeed, including footwear, as has been written about at the Washington game.
Yeah, that was huge. Very smart of you guys, and obviously a difference maker. All right, you've got a great view of your entire team in front of you. Who should we keep an eye on as we take a look at the College Cup in Philadelphia?
I think you keep an eye on everybody in our team. I think everybody's doing their role right now. Defensively, we've been great. We're finding ways to score goals. We just bought into everything that makes us a great team. Everyone's doing their role, and different guys can step up. But, I'm so proud of this team and so excited to get out there.
And New Mexico will face Bobby Clark, led Notre Dame, and that game will be in Philadelphia this Friday.
All right, of course, Bobby Clark, one of the great people in soccer, and we talked to the man from Scotland. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish are going to the Final Four under the direction of Bobby Clark. And Bobby, we talked to you a month ago. You said this was the goal, and here you are. How's it sound?
It sounds nice. Obviously, that's the first stage was to make the tournament. The second stage is to make the Final Four, and obviously there's a bit of work still to do, Dean. So we'll see what we can do. We'll find out, and got a tough assignment with New Mexico. Everything I've heard about New Mexico, that they're a very good team. One of the coaches described them as one of the best teams, all-round teams that he's played this year. So I know Jeremy, I know all these guys out there. We know them quite well, and we know that they do a good job. We've learned a lot of lessons. We've made it one of our goals this year is to try and improve after every game. Take something out of every game and try and make it better. And I think this team we've always used that, but I think this team has done that better than any other team. I think we're possibly playing our best soccer at this time in the year, and I think you can't ask for more than that.
Well, not to love that man. Bobby Clark's Notre Dame Fighting Irish against Jeremy Fishbine's New Mexico team, and we touched on it earlier, but that Virginia-Maryland matchup is intriguing because they've already faced each other twice, Charlie.
Yes, October 11th in Charlottesville, a 3-3 tie, a wild game. Then they played in the ACC Championship where Maryland ends up winning 1-0. That was in Germantown, Maryland. Now it's just up the road for both teams in the PPL Park in Philadelphia. That game's at 7:30. High for the day, 34. Low, 19. You're going to put your long johns on. Aren't you going to watch that one?
Temperature doesn't matter, though, when these two teams face each other. George Gelnovich in his 18th season at Virginia. He won it in 2009. Sasso Soroski's been there 21 seasons. He won it in 2005 and 2008. Who could get another one? We come back. We'll take a look at D2, D3, junior college, and NAIA right here on NSCAA TV.
There's a reason soccer's called the beautiful game. Experience it live at the 2013 NCAA Men's College Cup, December 13th and 15th at PPL Park in Philadelphia. Affordable tickets now available. Visit ncaa.com/Men's College Cup.
Each year, the NSCAA puts over 7,000 coaches through our coaching education program. Youth, high school, and college coaches at all levels participate in the diploma courses. Join your peers and get educated. Better coaching, better players, better game. NSCAA Coaching Academy. Improving soccer, one coach at a time. Register today at nscaa.com/education.
Welcome back, Dean Linke, along with Mr. Crystal Ball, Charlie Slago, predicting Maryland to win it. Oh, they are in the Final Four. D1 is in the books. Let's take a look now at D2. We have a new national champion, Charlie.
Yes, we do. Mark Hubbard's squad, Southern New Hampshire, 2-1 victory over Carson Newman. Second title for them. So Southern New Hampshire beat Rockhurst 2-1 in the semis, and Carson Newman beat Simon Fraser 3-2 to get there. The goals were Brian Francolini and Pierre Omanga. Got a penalty kick in the 86th minute. They outshot Carson Newman 17-10 in the final. So congratulations to Mark Hubbard and the Southern New Hampshire Penmen, who won in Evans, Georgia.
And of course, they will be number one when we take a look here at the top 10. And we hope Mark Hubbard's daughter's feeling better. She made her debut last week on the NSCAA TV show here as Southern New Hampshire number one. How about 5 through 10, though, with Rollins, Mercyhurst at 5 and 6?
A great year. And once again, this parity just goes down into all levels of soccer on the men's side. And you got to congratulate Southern New Hampshire and anybody who got to that Final 8. That was a great year in Division II soccer.
In D3, Super Power Messiah. They win it again. They are a force to be reckoned with, knocking off Rutgers Camden by a score of 2-1.
Yeah, Brad McCarty's only won 4 in his first 5 years after taking over Messiah. It was Messiah's 10th total, a 2-1 victory over Rutgers Camden after they took care of Williams in the semifinals 4-0, and then Rutgers Camden beat Loras 3-2. Those games were in San Antonio. A great win once again. They outshot Rutgers Camden 32-18 did Messiah.
Steve King caught up with Brad McCarty and a couple goal scores as well from Messiah.
Steve King coming to you from Messiah College, and with me is head coach Brad McCarty, Joshua Wood, and Jeremy Payne of Messiah College men's soccer. 2013 national champions for NCAA Division III, now the second straight championship after last year's title. Brad, let me start with you. Just, for Messiah College, it's their 10th national title, the program's 10th national title since 2000. Certainly Messiah College is on the map for men's soccer. Speak about this title a little bit, though, and all that it took to get the win, and double overtime win over Rutgers Camden on Saturday.
I mean, when I look back over the games we played in the NCAAs, I thought there were a number of games that we played really well. We played some good soccer. We put together good defensive efforts and generated a lot of scoring opportunities. Thought we played really well in the Williams game. I think in the second half, I thought we got a little tired. We didn't play as well as we would have liked, but we finished strong. I thought we played great in overtime, and that was the difference.
Yeah. After the game on Saturday, I heard you in the press conference talk about this team and talk about how you felt like it was a team that didn't really have many holes. That was a handful for a number of teams that you played. And two guys right here are a big part of that. Joshua Wood, a senior, and Jeremy Payne, a junior this year. Josh, bring me through that last play, the double overtime winner that Jeremy put in off the serve from you on the right end line. It's the 104th minute. Two teams getting tired, you're going at it. It was cold in San Antonio. Just walk me through that play and what you did to kind of set up Jeremy for that goal.
Well, I think something we talk about a lot in the program is doing the next right thing. And sometimes when you get to where, we knew we'd been tired the second half and we knew that we had let some of the game go. As a senior, I knew that we just wanted to try to do what the next right thing would be, and that was to push hard and try to create a goal before the overtime was over. And when Mike did a really good job keeping that ball in, I got the ball, and it seemed like every time I touched the ball, it had gone out of bounds that half. But that time I was able to turn the corner just enough to where I could cross the ball, and I mean, you really just hope someone's there, and Jeremy was there, and I was really, really happy that he scored. So
yeah, mentioning Mike Kovac there, who saved possession in the right corner. There's a big play of the game, certainly because it led to the slot to you in the box, and obviously then the serve to Jeremy. And Jeremy, you know, after the game, you kind of had some good thoughts there on what it felt like to score that goal. Tell the fans, tell everyone, what does it feel like to score a game-winning golden goal in double overtime in the national championship?
Feels good. I mean, it doesn't feel bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just awesome, like being able to celebrate with all your teammates, like the whole bench rushing the field, some of the alumni rushing the field, celebrating with them. Guys, like, we have friends there, most of them we played with. Josh probably played with a lot of them. But like, it's just amazing. Like, the season's over, you just want a double overtime. It's like, it's a dream.
Yeah,
to score that.
It's the 10th title, and some people may think Messiah always wins, but you never take them for granted. You guys are going to enjoy it. Hopefully you get some rest now after a very long season. You played in a lot of cold weather the last couple weeks, especially down in San Antonio. It was colder than we all thought it would be. So congratulations again. Enjoy this title, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys back on the field. You two guys, Josh, you're going to be an alum next year rooting on the Falcons, so we'll see you next year.
All right, thank you so much, Steve King. And your final D3 rankings will have Messiah #1, 24-1-1.
Yes, you have the final 4 teams in there, and then Williams beat Amherst in the quarterfinals. Ohio Wesleyan lost early to DePaul, but they were the #1 team most of the year, Jay Martin's team. So a good year for D3, and Messiah, who wasn't picked to win this year late in the season, but they were early in the season, ends up with the national championship again.
Let's take a look at the junior college level. Of course, these champions were crowned several weeks ago, but Iowa Western Community College 24-0-0. Is that good?
That's pretty good. It's pretty good, and they beat Tyler in penalty kicks. 1-1 final, 3-1 in the shootout, and that is a great year for Iowa Western.
Congratulations to those top 10. And how about junior college men Division III?
And Herkimer beat Suffolk in the final, 1-0. It's their 10th title, and they won that at Herkimer. So Herkimer won in Herkimer. Tyler loses in the final in Tyler in Division I JUCO.
And we have a new national champion in NAIA, Charlie Slagle. Who is it?
This is the first national championship title in any men's sport for Martin Methodist. They're out of Tennessee. This is the 3rd national title for Red Hawk coach Jerry Cleary, who won 2 national titles while coaching the Martin Methodist women's soccer team, and those were in 2005 and 2007. This is just the 2nd national championship appearance for the Red Hawks, who were eliminated in the quarterfinals in 2009. For the 2nd straight year, both of the national championship finalists hailed from the Southern States Athletic Conference. The SSAC have had the finalists for the last 2 years. That's amazing. For the 2nd straight season, both national championships were double-digit seeds also. Last year, number 12, Belhaven from Mississippi defeated number 11, Mobile from Alabama, 2-0 in the title game. Martin Methodist is the highest seed to win the national championship since unseeded Bethel from Tennessee defeated Rio Grande from Ohio, 2-1 in overtime in 2008. 16 of the 31 national championship games required overtime, with 13 advancing to double overtime and 6 being decided by penalty kicks, all in the NAIA Men's Soccer National Championship.
Good report from Charlie Slagos. We bring you back in here, and then there were only four college soccer teams left to play. They'll be PP'd out Park in Philadelphia, 3 ACC schools.
3 ACC schools after 3 ACC schools in the women's championship, and they didn't win it. That's the 2nd time the women have had 3 ACC schools in the championship, and they lost to Stanford and UCLA in those years. So does that bode well for New Mexico? But what great teams that have played each other for the most part. We almost saw a Clark semifinal when New Mexico beat Washington. So son Jamie is not against Bobby's the father, but it's going to be great. 5 and 7:30 on Friday night, and then the final is on Sunday at 3. It's well worth watching. It's well worth bundling up and going out and watching the games.
All right, well said, Charlie Slagle. Thanks for being with us as always. And we'll be back here again next week, though, for a very special show as we take a look at the Final Four. We'll also preview a lot of the coaches that are up for Coach of the Year awards in next week's show, the final show of the 2013 campaign. We'll have more shows coming to you, including the convention as well. Speaking of shows, Charlie Slagle, you've got a web show that I know you want to plug coming up on NSCAA.com.
NSCAA.com, it's a webinar. We're talking about attacking soccer. Already 200 people signed up for the entire 5 webinar series tonight at 9 o'clock. Go on NSCAA.com, look it up. You can find out how your strikers, you can train those strikers to attack in the modern game.
I'll also be in Philadelphia with Russell Payne to bring you the Continental Tire Choice Hotel Boys All-America game. That'll be live 2 p.m. on NSCAA TV. It's the NSCAA Continental Tire and Choice Hotel Boys High School All-America game. All right, speaking of Philadelphia, the NSCAA convention will be there January 15 through 19. You can still register at nscaa.com/convention, and when you get there, you do not want to miss the NSR Australia party, as we're talking about the Real Housewives of New Jersey going to be there. Christine Rampone from the U.S. national team. It's an open bar. They've said 700 coaches have already registered. You can go, have a good time, and also learn how you might be able to get one of these talented Australian players to come to your program, junior college to D1. So many people to thank, as always, for making this show so much fun. I want to thank the good people at William Smith and, of course, Stephen King, Matt Enzer, Sean Carroll, Alan Grosbach, and Sam Keenans from the NAIA, and, of course, our great production crew as well, Kyle Lang, Taylor Hogger, Charlie Slagle in the men's seat, Sari Rose in the women's seat, all the great people at the NSCAA staff in Kansas City, especially Kathleen Hermesh, who does a wonderful job. For everybody at the NSCAA TV and NSCAA.com, I'm Dean Linke saying thank you so much. We'll see you next week right here on NSCAA TV.